Hey there, welcome. I'm Lee Kellogg, and thank you for joining me today. I'm excited that you're here. Today we're going to go over this card and go over how I drew it, painted it, put it together. So it's a short video, but hopefully very inspiring. So let's get started. So this little project that I'm going to work on is a Christmas card idea that I have that I think it will be my Christmas card for this year. And I'm sort of under the gun time-wise because it's already December and I haven't done anything. I've played with it a bit in Photoshop and Illustrator, and I'm not too pleased with the results, and I'm not sure how would reproduce it from the digital version at this moment. I have a silhouette cameo that I have yet to learn how to use. So I need to, it's one of my tasks, is to learn how to use the cameo, because that would have been so much easier to do this digitally and print them all out. But this is my little Christmas idea here, and I've been practicing drawing on my trackpad with Illustrator and Photoshop, and I'm still a little clunky, but there we are. This is sort of my idea. I've got it done with this is a black Noodler's ink, no feather, it says, so that the feathering means that it won't feather out once I put it on the paper. And now I want to paint these guys. Yes, I predominantly draw with a fountain pen, whether it's this is a Lamy. God, I don't think this one's a Safari, it's called something else, but I tend to like Lamy pens quite a bit, and I use a refillable cartridge, and this one's actually almost empty. So it's really easy to keep a bottle of ink around and refill the ink as you need it. So I'm ready to paint. I've got my handy dandy watercolor set here, and I've mixed up a brown because these are Whoopie pies. So that's chocolatey brown, and I don't have a lot of browns on my set because I tend to mix colors as I go, and I'm sort of mixing up a little brown here. And this is a good brown. And so when you stamp and you want to watercolor paint or that sort of thing, working on a hot press paper is awesome for that. My normal watercolor painting I actually do on cold press because I love the ability that cold press offers for floating water, capturing things, capturing just the tooth of the paper on a cold press captures pigment and allows it to float. And so you get some different effects with cold press paper versus hot press. But hot press, as I said, is ideal for this kind of work. And remember, watercolor always dries lighter than it looks when it's wet. And I'm giving these guys a horizon line just because it helps with some definition for the picture. You can see just even adding that line, they're suddenly anchored in, and it just adds a lot. Now that pen I used is a Pilot Razor, and it's water soluble initially. Once you get it wet and it dries though, it no longer moves. But I love it for creating a shadow. Got that little shadowy stuff going on. And then I want to give these guys a shadow, a background shadow of some sort. And I need to think about that, but I also need to give my bottom Whoopie pie a shadow. So this Pilot Razor pen is so easy for adding shadows like that. It's like, whoop, there we go. Shadows are in, you've got a little definition left over, and it's like done. They're so awesome for that sort of thing. So I'm going to let those dry, and then we will come back and put in a background color. Okay, my foreground is dry, or it's damp, but it's dry enough that I'm going to do a little bit of background work here. And what I'm doing is getting the background wet with the paintbrush and just water, so that the paint I put down will flow and give us some nice feathering effect. And sometimes you have to look. I'm looking at the side, which you can't see on the camera, to see how much is wet. You can see the shininess there, and because that's what I want to do, and I do not want the red to join us on this background. So that means the red wasn't quite dry enough, and I got a little too much water in the red, but oh well. So we'll let this guy dry, and then we'll mount him up on a card, because I think he's pretty darn good. Get a little sign there. Alrighty, back in a bit. So now I'm ready to mount my little elves and the Whoopie pies on cardstock. And so I'm using today something I've had sitting around like forever. It's from the Tim Holtz Craft Core Metallic Collection. I don't even know if this cardstock is available anymore, but it's definitely, you know, use what you have. That's what I'm doing. That's sort of my mantra. It's like I've got a gazillion art supplies, and I am working a little bit on using up what I have before I buy more. And so I'm using some double-sided tape. I have no idea what brand this is. It's something, once again, I've got a gazillion craft supplies, and that's something that's in my drawer. And so I'm using it. And I like double-sided tape. And you can use a bone folder, you can use a spoon, you can use your fingernail. I tend to use my fingernail. Make sure it gets a good adherence. I don't peel the whole thing off. I peel it halfway, do a fold. And then halfway, and give it a little crease so that I've got just some tails sticking out. And I know that the tape on this side is exposed. This side, my left side, it is not. So I'm going to play with lining up on my left, moving things around. I'm looking to make sure my left, my top, and my right side of the cardstock is fairly evenly dispersed, and just sort of walk your fingers down, press down the right side, pull out the tails, and it's stuck down. And there we go. We've got a card. All done. So enjoy. Go out and have fun. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Thank you for watching this far, and do subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that already. I also have a monthly newsletter called Creativity Monthly that's full of a few inspiring things to keep you going. I don't bombard anybody's email box with lots of videos because I don't have time. Because it's just me. And if you have questions, do pop them below. If you're here on YouTube or if you're on one of the other social medias, just send me a message. I will respond. And I hope you enjoyed making this card, and I hope you're inspired to go out and make some cards of your own. Thank you very much. You can find me, Lee@leekellogg.com, or my website is leekellogg.com. We'll see you soon.